In a world that often feels so chaotic and demanding, a lot of us are looking for some solid ground, some timeless wisdom that can actually help us with our modern problems. Well, today we're going to turn to an ancient source for exactly that. We're going to break down 5 powerful lessons from the Bhagavad Gita to help us improve our inner selves and, really win at life.
I mean, that's a feeling we can all relate to, right? That sense of being pulled in a million different directions, you're facing uncertainty, and you just find yourself wondering, is there a more centered, a more peaceful way to live? And that question, well, it's pretty much at the heart of what we're talking about today.
And you know what? It's totally understandable. The pressure from work, from relationships, just trying to keep up with everything, it can make anyone feel like they're just treading water. So this feeling of being out of your depth, that's the problem we're going to tackle.
So, where do we find a solution? Well, we're looking to the Bhagavad Gita. And it's so important to see this not as some old, dusty philosophy book, but as what the source material calls a practical handbook. A guide you can literally use to take real, meaningful action in your own life.
All right, so here's the plan for our explainer. First, we'll dive into the idea of your true, unchanging self. Then, we'll get into the path of action. And after that, we'll see how to cultivate both your heart and your mind. We'll wrap it up with the ultimate goal of mastery, and finally, talk about how your journey can begin.
Okay, lesson 1. This one is all about finding that solid ground inside you, that one part of you that's stable and constant, even when the world around you is always changing.
So the Gita has a name for this core part of you, the Atman. Think of it as your truest self, the part of you that's absolutely timeless. The source tells us this essence is eternal. It was never born and it will never die. It's like the constant anchor deep within you.
And here's the key idea. You have to learn to see the difference between this constant self and all the temporary stuff. Your job, your feelings, whether you're happy or sad, your successes, your failures, all of that stuff comes and goes. But the Atman, that inner essence, it remains completely untouched by it all.
The Gita gives us this amazing analogy to help us get it. Imagine your life is a play and you're an actor. Now on stage, you might be a king one day and a beggar the next. You'll feel all the character's joy and sorrow. But through all of that, you, the actor, are still you. Your true identity never changes, no matter the role you're playing.
All right, that leads us perfectly into our second lesson. This one shows us how knowing who you really are changes everything about how you approach your work and your duties in the world.
This is where we get into a really game-changing idea called karma yoga. The concept is simple, but wow, it is profound. It's about doing your work with everything you've got, with total dedication, and this is the big one, letting go of the results. You do your absolute best, and then you just let it go.
Think about a master craftsman, or maybe a chef who just loves to cook. Their real joy, their reward, it comes from the process itself, the careful work, the focus, the beauty of what they're creating. Any praise or payment? That's just extra. The real reward is in the work. That's the whole spirit of karma yoga.
And this is where you get this incredible sense of freedom. When your focus is on giving your best effort, not on the outcome, you disconnect your self-worth from what other people think. Just like the source says, your effort is never wasted because the value was in the doing. It completely frees you from that constant anxiety of, oh no, what if I fail?
Okay, so we've got our foundation, the self, and our approach to action. Now let's build on that with our next 2 lessons, which are all about developing both our emotional and our intellectual sides, the heart and the mind.
So the Gita actually gives us 2 paths that work together beautifully. The first is Bhakti Yoga, which is the path of the heart. This is all about nurturing devotion, a deep, universal love and compassion for all living things. And right alongside it, you have Jnana Yoga, the path of the mind. This isn't about cold logic. It's about using wisdom to see through illusions and see things as they really are. A balanced person walks both paths.
So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, it starts with making a conscious choice, to choose compassion over judgment, to seek real understanding instead of just collecting facts. It's really a shift in perspective, training yourself to see the good in every single person, and to tell the difference between what's a fleeting distraction and what's a lasting truth.
And all of this, it leads us to our final lesson, which is really the goal of the whole thing, achieving true self-mastery.
And you can probably see now how all the pieces fit together, right? It's a really clear process. First, you recognize your true, unchanging self, the Atman. That understanding allows you to act selflessly. Then you work on cultivating both your heart and your mind. And those steps, together, lead you right to self-mastery.
So what do we even mean by self-mastery? Well, it's being the one in the driver's seat of your own mind and senses, instead of them driving you. It's about reaching the state of inner calm and resilience so you can handle whatever life throws at you without getting knocked off balance. And the ultimate goal? A deep, unshakable inner peace.
Wow. Okay, so we've gone through these 5 really transformative lessons. Let's just do a quick recap to pull it all together and talk about how your own journey can start, like right now.
All right, let's wrap this up. These 5 keys really give you a complete path. It all starts with knowing your true self, the Atman. That knowledge then helps you practice selfless action, or karma yoga. From there, you cultivate your heart and mind through devotion and wisdom. And finally, you bring it all together to strive for that ultimate goal of self-mastery.
And look, as you start thinking about this stuff, please don't feel like you have to be perfect from day one. The Gita offers this incredible piece of encouragement that even the smallest step you take on this path gives you powerful protection and brings you closer to a life that's free from fear.
So I want to leave you with one final question. Of these 5 lessons we talked about, which one is really jumping out at you right now? Let us know in the comments what small step you might take to bring that wisdom into your life. If this explainer gave you something to think about, a like is always appreciated. And be sure to subscribe to keep exploring big ideas with us. Thanks so much for being here.